Hello.
Hi V, how are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Long time no see. I mean, as I always say,
Right? It's not like we're right next to each other. It doesn't happen ever.
never happens. Never.
All right. Welcome everybody. Welcome to Approaching Your Future with your hosts Dana Khan and Victor Rivero, where we take steps forward toward your goals. And today we'll be discussing something pretty cool because we have an amazing special guest. We're going to be talking about alumni success stories, where are they now, with Sophie Scoffoni. So let's welcome Sophie. Hi
Hi,
Sophie, how are
Sophie.
you?
Hey everyone, I'm good. How are you guys?
We're good, thank you. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Sophie, for accepting the invitation. It's actually really cool to kind of like bring one of the first alumni stories to this podcast. We have a lot of fun, Sophie, talking about our experiences here because we're all international. We were all international students, or are international students.
hmm
And it's always really fun to talk about college because I do think it was like one of my favorite times here in the United States. So thank you so much for accepting this invitation.
Yes, it's very nice to be here. Thank you guys again for having me. I think we're gonna have a pretty cool conversation about colleges and
For
everything.
sure.
For sure, yeah, I'm excited about it. So I guess we're gonna start off just with asking you to introduce yourself a bit. Tell us where you're from, how old you are, and I guess why do you think we brought you into the podcast?
All right, so I'm Sophie, as a couple of you know already. I am from Brazil. I got here in the US in 2019. I just turned 22. I'm a sophomore in college. I am majoring digital marketing right now. It's a pretty nice major. I like it a lot. I am at Anna Maria College. I like it a lot as well. What else? I think that's all. A little bit about myself, a little
You
bit of
were
background.
you were a student at Approach.
Oh yes, I was a student at Approach for like 3 years. I learned English at Approach. That's
That's
That's awesome.
incredible.
yeah.
Yeah, you speak really well. And when we first met and we had like a conversation a while ago, I did think of like, oh, did Sophie come here like 10 years ago or like 5 years ago? So it's kind of like interesting that you came here in 2019, right?
Yes, it's very funny because when I got here, I couldn't speak a word of English. Nobody believes that, but I couldn't speak any English. I did not learn English in Brazil. I learned English at Approach.
Oh my God. Okay,
Yeah,
okay, wait. Hold on. Let's go from the start because that is wow, Sophie. Okay, so
yeah,
tell
that's
us to start with
crazy.
like the beginning of this story. How did you decide to come here to like was it to study English or you wanted to go to college and how does this story start with approach?
So I graduated from high school in Brazil at the end of 2018, and I did not know what I would do for college, what would be my profession in the future. I was a little bit um, not like in that like gap year. So I decided that I would take this gap year to do something new, and I wanted to learn English already because I feel that English kind of like open doors for us in the future. It's like a great opportunity. If you know English, you certainly will have better opportunities. So I came to the US with the intention of just learning English and going back to Brazil. So I got here without knowing any English. It was very funny because when I went to immigration, when I got to the airport, I couldn't even speak to the police officer. It's very funny because I got so nervous because I was like, what I'm gonna say? I don't know. Like I know my name. That's all. Um, so yeah, I went through. It worked. I'm here right now, so no worries. But yeah, so I went to approach to learn English. I started at the time. I was a minus, A1 minus, like the very first level.
Wow, wow,
Yes,
wow,
I was
wow, wow.
the very first level. Um, And then I started learning English one step at a time. Then I got accepted into the Student Ambassadors program at Approach.
Nice.
Yes, that was a great opportunity because I got to meet a lot of different people from different places. I gained experience. I started then, after a while, working at Approach as well as an administrative assistant. So, all those things kind of like helped me to be here where I am right now.
So cool. And
It
it's kind of
is,
like it I do see how like approach had a really truthfully a big impact in your journey so far,
definitely.
because it's kind of like it was your door of entry, but at the same
Hmm.
time the same entry for you to practice, to really learn, and to get around, and even more because when you get campus opportunities and work on when you work on campus, that's actually when you really need to use your skills, even more your English skills, right? You feel a little bit of that extra pressure to be successful in the way you communicate. So that definitely explains a bit of like how your English is so advanced, although you've been here since 2019, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah, I would say that if it wasn't for Approach, I wouldn't be here at all. That they were definitely the major point of my success. They were always there for me as a family. So I met a lot of nice people, and they for sure will be in my heart forever for everything they've done for me. When I started working at Approach, I gained a lot of confidence actually, because when I got here, it was like, I don't know how to speak English. So what I'm gonna do, because I don't know how to communicate with people. And I feel that that's the major fear when people come to the US without knowing English. Um, and Approach was our there for me, and like motivating me to really learn and take the next step in life. So yes, definitely Approach was like
That's amazing.
amazing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that, and I think that I think as Victor was saying, like the getting involved in school, it's both gives you the experience, but also gives you the sense of community, as you were saying, you know. And I think that it's a great thing that Approach offers. I do want to hear a bit more about how the student ambassador. We're actually, for everyone that's seeing the podcast, we have open student ambassador applications until May 14th. You guys can join this program, which will be led by the executive director of Approach, Michelle Fernandez. So as Sophie's saying, it opened a lot of opportunities for her to improve and understand her English. And I would love to hear more about it, Sophie. But definitely apply through the link through our website, through the links in our bio on Instagram if you guys are interested as well.
Yeah, I would say that the student ambassador program definitely prepared me to be in college right now, because we have a lot of programs in college which connects with the student ambassador at Approach. So if it wasn't for the student ambassador, I would definitely have not this background that I have right now. What was the most like nice thing that I did during the student ambassador was definitely the experience with international students, and also like talking to different people, and all the presentations, and like you gain confidence and you improve your communication and your English, of course. You meet new people. That was definitely very nice because I made a lot of friends during my time at Approach that I still be friends with them right now after I left Approach for college. Um, yeah, but definitely the student ambassador brought me a lot of different opportunities and skills. Then after the student ambassador, I started working at Approach, so I gained a little bit of like job skills, which is a little bit different. Like the student ambassador, you gain like a lot of personal skills. But that was actually, I was 19 when I got in the US, so I did not have any background on like working as an international student. That
Yeah.
was my first time in the US. So like I was like, that's my first time working in an English school. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Um, so I definitely gained a lot of job skills, administrative assistant skills. My English improved a lot after I had worked at Approach. That was definitely the best experience.
Yeah. It's like being at the, like I said, it's like being at the front door. You get to see all different levels of people that are coming in, and as you see that, I mean, you're able to compare a little bit and see like, wow, like I'm doing really good. I'm learning and I'm speaking more than I used to before. Maybe when I got here, I was just like this person, and this person one day will get like me. So that's kind of like another thing that is really fun about this experience of working here. And also going back again to the student ambassador. So like, how was it? Like, how was the dynamic? So you would go every Saturday in the morning, and there would be like meetings, and then what would you guys talk about? Like, because I do see a huge value into student ambassador, and like you said, it does prepare you to kind of like, like you have personal skills, soft skills, but also you really learn about how the structure, how the system is here, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
because in college they do value experiences like this. The
Yes.
more involved you are, higher chances you get to get a scholarship, to participate in something else, or even to get really amazing acceptances, right? But tell us a little bit more of the student ambassador, more of like giving us like a view of like what would happen in the meetings.
Yeah, so I know that they changed a little bit the student ambassador program right now, but at the time, we would have meetings. We were like a group of students, and we would have meetings and talk as a group. We would decide the presentations. We would do presentations for the students about different things. I talked about Brazil. We talked about like culture tips, those kind of like small stuff, but like they're like big achievements when you're starting to learn English. We also had the clubs, like the good vibe clubs at that time, which was very nice because I got to meet different people with different backgrounds, and we did like a lot of art stuff, like painting, and
I
that
love
was
that.
I love that too. That's very helpful when you're stressed. And we know that moving to the US can be really stressful sometimes. So the student ambassador program was also a way of kind of like getting a little bit out of the box, and kind of like having this opportunity of doing something different. With your life right now, that was actually very nice. And just tying back what you said about seeing people's progress, that's what I liked the most about working and studying at Approach, because we see people like getting there without knowing any English and then getting accepted into American universities. That's huge. That's huge. That's a
It's a
big
huge,
step.
it's impressive, right? Even
It
more
is.
like when you're friends with people that kind of like, let's say in that scale from 0 to 100%, some people might get here and they're like a 10% or even 5%, and you see them going from 5 to 60 to 70, where like they're actually
Yeah.
communicating and developing a form of personality in English, which is also really interesting because when we speak different languages, a lot of times we change a little bit of our
Personal.
personalities,
Yeah.
right? So that's
Yeah.
definitely like it's fantastic,
It
fantastic.
is. That's what I like the most, seeing people's progress, and that helped me a lot. Because right now in college, I'm a peer mentor. It's a little bit of like the same thing as a student ambassador. So I'm a sophomore, so this is my second year at Anna Maria College, and the peer mentor program, basically we help freshmen, which are new students that just got here. So it's basically the same thing that I had experienced at Approach, and that helped me actually to get the job when I was telling them when I
Wow.
was applying to be a peer mentor here at college. They were like, "Oh, that's very nice that you worked at an English school and you have this like international background." And I was like, "Yes, yes,
That's so
that's
good.
like it is, it is." And I was like, "Yeah,
I love
that
that.
was yeah." So definitely, Victor, colleges value very much your experiences, your volunteer work. So getting involved with your English school that you are right now is definitely like a great start for you to have a successful future. Definitely.
Right. I agree completely. And I think that's such good advice coming from you, Sophie, because um, it's interesting because I feel like many students, when they come here to study English, they don't even imagine that they can reach college. Like, it's not even in their vision, like the goal to go to college. It might be to learn English, to go back, to expand your business. But once they're there and you're like, wow, I'm being accepted, as you said, to an American university, It's like you've reached something that you didn't even see it didn't even seem possible in this lifetime. And I think that's such a cool thing and such a big opportunity for the students that come here, you know?
It is definitely. And I feel that even like when you leave your country and get here, it's already a huge step. So people
Definitely.
should be proud of themselves just for taking this step of leaving your country, your home, and getting in here and trying to make a better life and doing something greater. This is just already a huge step. So I think everybody should be proud of themselves. Like
100%
a
taking the
hundred
risk.
percent, yeah.
And Sophie, can you tell us a bit more about, so like from the student ambassador program and then things, and you start like working a bit at approach, and then how do you get accepted into Anna Maria? Like, is this through the TOEFL wave? Like, how fast, by the way, how fast did you go through the levels? I'm curious.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have to graduate from the ESL program to apply to Anna Maria? Like, tell us a bit more about that.
All right, so as I was saying, I started in the A minus level, the very beginning level. Then I kind of had a little bit of progress, and after a year and a half, I talked to the advisor for college at Approach at the time, and we talked about what will be the next step. And I was like, applying for college will be very interesting. And she kind of went over a couple of options with me. Then I decided to apply. When I started thinking about college, I was already, I know that the levels changed a little bit, but at the time was like B2 plus, I think. I was like in the B2 plus level, and I started thinking about transferring to a college. So Anna Maria is one of Approach's partners universities. So that was also really great because when you have this partnership, students that approach don't really need to take TOEFL because you're already coming from an English school. So they are assuming that you already know English. So I had to graduate from ESL and take the Oxford test and score C1 to be able to transfer to Anna Maria. Um, so yes, I did have to take a test, but was not TOEFL, not SAT.
Yeah.
Um,
No, yeah, we can
yeah.
keep going. Sorry.
Yeah. And yeah. So then I decided that I wanted to do business. I always liked business and marketing, and I wanted something that had to do with business, like the financial part of business, like accounting and all this stuff. But I also wanted a little bit of background in marketing, advertisement, because I think this is very important nowadays. So then I decided that maybe digital marketing will be a great option because it's like kind of both combined. And Anna Maria offered digital marketing, so I applied. I got accepted with a great amount of scholarship. I think like all those things that I did while I was studying at Approach definitely helped me to get this scholarship because they value very much, as I was saying, what you do while you were in high school, and also while you were like studying English. They will definitely look that up when they're going over your application.
Yeah, they kind of like want to see how much, like, other than of course having you as an individual who's going to add value to a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people's lives on campus, they also want to make sure that you're adding value to the institution, how you can get
Yes.
involved, and maybe like what type of, different projects you could lead, and the opportunities, they really start there, because those are the chances you have to shine and show people what you're able and what you're capable of doing. And like, I personally too, like, I've always valued so much, Sophie, like, volunteering, joining clubs, joining like school organizations, because those things, they stay with you, and they just give you the experience you need. I mean, like, I do remember one of the things that, like, when I went to community college for 2 years before I transferred to Emerson, because I wanted to kind of like bring my grades up, and I wanted to, have a better idea too of like what I really wanted, because education here in the United States is a huge investment. So I do remember seeing a lot of like, requirements such as like X amount of volunteer hours for certain applications. And I started getting involved in doing volunteering too, like all around the school. And I did volunteering in Copley, got involved with a lot of cool projects, got to know a lot of really interesting people. And at the end of the day, a lot of these things that I was doing, that I learning with those people, were super useful when I got to Emerson, which are still useful and, kind of important in my role here. As a we work with marketing, so like when you say digital marketing, we're like, that's amazing,
That's real nice, right?
but that helps. That helps. It helps you
It does.
be in touch with everyone, communicating, and really learning about different individuals, because those things, they go a long way, even more when you're doing marketing or anything in the communication field.
Yeah, it does definitely. We have a lot of clubs and also programs at Anna Maria that want to connect students with different backgrounds. So definitely, having this background, that approach helped me to get this job that I have at Anna Maria right now as a peer mentor.
That's amazing.
Right. And I think that like apart from peer mentoring, do you see a lot of I mean, how is the international student experience at Anna Maria? Like do you see a lot of other international students, or I want to know more of how you feel there and how you feel like you fit in the college, you know?
So yeah, we have not that big community of international students here at Anna Maria, but we have a couple of international students. I don't see a lot of Brazilians. I think there are just two of us, three the most. Yes, but we have a lot of people from different countries, which is still pretty nice because we get to know people with different backgrounds. And but even though we don't have a lot of international students, the American community welcomed me pretty much. I have like a bunch of friends. They're very welcoming. So I wouldn't worry about that before applying to a college, because you're definitely gonna be full of friends, because you're international students, so that's already a huge thing for them, because they're like, oh my gosh, so you came from another country? How was that? How was your experience? And they want to get to know you, and then
You're a
you
celebrity.
yeah, you're a little bit of celebrity. They feel that is very interesting, the fact that you take this huge step in your life of leaving your country, and learning another language. They wanna one of my friends is always like, oh, I want to learn Portuguese, that's so nice, and they feel that this is very amazing.
I agree. I think it's very cool when you come here and you're like international and you're in college. I think people are very respectful about the culture that you come from and interested in learning more. I think that in college, people are always very eager to learn. And that's such a cool thing to see. And the other thing I was going to add is well, you're a sophomore and you still have a couple more years to go, but the it's like Victor was saying, we've been talking about this a bit, but when you get involved in the school, even if it's like different things, they will transmit directly to the job you do. So like for example, if you're doing digital marketing, I would this is of course like suggestions, but we see a lot of people that are studying marketing getting involved in like magazine creation and clubs of that sort. And I think V wants to add one more thing.
I'm always raising my hand, just like it's a thing. No, yeah, exactly. Like for example, I do remember that like you personally, Donna, you were working in marketing positions in different school organizations as well as I did too. I remember like Emerson, we had like an in-house marketing agency, and I actually got to be the creative director. And my friend was the president, and then we ended up working together after that.
Exactly. And for example, the reason why we started this podcast at Approach is because we had talked about the radio work that I was the marketing director of the radio station at Emerson for 3 years. And we had talked about how I had worked with with having a radio show, and V had worked with music at Emerson as well. So that kind of was our credit for being like, we know how to do a podcast. We can bring it into Approach, you know. So I think that's very cool, like everything informs each other, and so always build your experiences to open up your opportunities, you know.
Yeah, that's very amazing. We are actually having a podcast class next semester here at Anna Maria.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's gonna be very nice because we're gonna be basically doing weekly podcasts about different topics with the students and a leader teacher. So this is gonna be very nice. I feel that very amazing opportunity of putting like all of this knowledge and information about different countries together.
Sophie, let us know when it is because maybe we might like drop in or something.
Definitely, I'll definitely let you guys know.
We'll sample that lecture.
I was actually about to be like, you can share the alibi with us if you ever want. I mean,
Definitely, will do, will
that,
do.
that's so amazing. I mean, like I actually like when I was in college, I also like engaged in a lot of like really cool classes like this. We had like one that was more related to breakthrough thinking, which is like a class that works
Mhm.
your creativity. And it's so interesting because a lot of people think, oh no, you go to college, you just gotta do a bunch of boring classes. No, it's like it's
Mm-mm.
boring if you allow it to be boring.
Yeah,
Like the experience you have in college is like you make your own experience. Like each
yeah,
student is
definitely.
responsible for making it the way they want to live. Not
Yeah,
wait for college to make it for them.
yeah, that's what I always say that like people it's just gonna be like a little cheesy right now, but like we feel that like
Love that.
happiness is to get at at a place, but actually happiness it's like the process. So even though like it seems a little hard and a little stressful to be in college right now, I have really great moments that I'm gonna take with me forever. Like this experience is like unique, totally. Will
Totally.
never come back, so I need to really take advantage of everything I have while I'm in college right now because I'll definitely remember that and I'll miss that experience that I'm having right now, living in college on campus. This is my actually dorm room.
That's
Um,
so cool.
I love it.
yeah, yeah. So
It's
definitely I'll take
actually
that with me.
it's really funny because like there's this thing on dorms. Like I could tell by looking at the furniture because it's
Yeah.
kind of like standard in like in most of the
It is.
colleges here
It
in,
is.
in
Oh.
Boston. They have like very similar, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, that's a dorm.
Yeah, it is. That's my cabinet actually. My roommate just left. We are actually moving out for summer
Mhm.
vacation. So today is basically my last day here. I'm
Oh
leaving
my god.
tomorrow. Mm-hmm.
Well, appreciate the dorm. Give the bed kisses or something. I don't know. I love my dorms too. Like I was an RA actually in college, so I had to be there, out and about all the
Mm-hmm.
time. So I love dorms. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm curious about this one last thing before we let you go,
Mm-hmm.
Sophie. We are marketing lovers. We graduated in marketing. You're studying digital marketing. Tell us more. What do you feel? How do you think? What do you like? I want to know everything.
Yes. So I've been enjoying very much this course. When I got here, as I was saying, I loved a little bit of business, but I wanted also this advertisement, marketing, connecting people background because that's what I like. That's what I'm passionate about. I love talking. So, and meeting people and sharing experiences, that's 100% me. So I was like, no, I need to find something that like fulfill myself, that it is like that's going to connect me to people that I'm going to be able to talk. So this marketing digital marketing course is very nice because we have the business background, so I have accounting classes, statistics classes. So I will leave here with a background on how to manage my own company, but also I will leave with a background on how connect people and how to also be a good leader. That's what we talk a lot here about leadership. So I have a lot of leadership classes, um, like how to win at savings, those kind of like financial classes. So it's very nice. I love it. I totally love it.
Yeah, but you're still a sophomore, so I believe you get to experience so much more the next 2 years. I know that like when you get to like when you got to being like a junior and
Yeah.
senior, internships they start happening too. You
Yes.
start developing like a passion for certain fields in marketing. So we should definitely do like a follow up one day,
Definitely we
like
should.
to kind of track your current passions.
definitely. I'm gonna be a junior next year. So in August, I will be already a junior because we are the end of the year right now. So we are gonna be back during fall. So during fall, I will be a junior already. It's gonna be my third year here at Anna Maria College. When I think about that, I feel like time flies so much.
It's crazy, yeah. Like it
Right?
feels sometimes like it feels like yesterday, that big day you get here, and
Mm-hmm.
you're like, damn, like
Yes.
it's still in my
Yes.
head, but it's been so long ago, right?
And I
It's like
still remembering myself when I got an approach without knowing English. I only knew my name. And I was like, wait, what? I'm in college. When you see your progress, you feel so great about it. You feel like, oh my God, I am able to achieve great things in life. So definitely that's really amazing. And what else I was gonna say? I kind of spaced out a little bit. I was gonna say something, but
Don't worry.
you can
that happens to me all the time.
right.
Really does.
Um,
But I was gonna say, power to you, Sophie. Power to you for knowing, for being self-aware, to know the importance of these moments of your life, and power to you for putting yourself out there, and also for having such a concise, beautiful way to tell your story, to explain your passions, and at the same time show how much value the language center, I mean, more specifically, approach had in your life, and how this organization helped you being set up for the opportunities that you took, and how right now one of the reasons why you're being successful, of course, mostly because of yourself, because you're the person looking for all this, but also because you got the right support, and now you're free flighting and
mhm.
en route to where you want to be, and that's amazing to see. We're proud
Yeah,
of you
yeah,
and we're
definitely.
happy for you.
Thank you, guys. I just remembered what I was gonna say. It was about that I got accepted. Well, we have different programs here, and you were talking about little, just going back to the internship thing.
Yeah.
I got accepted into a accelerated degree program here at Anna Maria. So I'm gonna graduate in 3.5 years. I graduate a semester earlier,
Wow.
which is pretty cool because it kind of gives me time to go to different directions after I graduate. Um, and we have different internships here at Anna Maria. So we have a Disney internship where you go and actually study, not study, you actually work with marketing and different things in Disney. That's very
So
amazing.
cool.
Hmm.
Wow.
Wow.
I just wanted to point that out because I feel that that's
Oh
very,
my God. That's so cool. I love
yeah.
it.
That's the dream.
Yeah, that's fantastic, Sophie. Genuinely, this was such a, I mean, I like to say the word delicious a lot, but like it's such a delicious conversation to have, because you, as Victor said it, and I want to point it out again. The way you tell stories, the way you narrate them is really beautiful. It really is. It's really beautiful. So it's lovely to have you here. It's lovely to hear from you the story and to hear your progress and to see how proud you are of yourself, because I think that's the most important part of it all. Like that you're like, damn, I did that. I did that. And you did do that. So congratulations, Sophie. That's amazing.
Thank you very much, guys, for having me and letting me share a little bit of about my experience. That was definitely very, very nice.
No, of course, Sophie. It's been a pleasure. We're definitely hoping to have another catch up. When
Definitely.
you become whenever you get a little closer to graduation, and we're really curious to see what like the next opportunities in your life and where you will be. Definitely somewhere brilliant, but keep shining that light. We love to see that, and that definitely was such a refreshing conversation. Like even more this week. Much appreciated.
Yeah, I really hope I could help people to find their passions and their dreams and go after it because people can really achieve great things.
I
Totally
agree.
agree.
Totally agree. You put your mind to it, you can achieve whatever you want, and I agree with that. And yes, before we bring in the outro, I'm just gonna say Thank you so much, Sophie. And if anyone is curious about the program Sophie's talking about, our partner universities, the Student Ambassador Program, make sure to check out our website, contact us through social media, through the Zoom office. We'll be happy to answer all of your questions. All of these programs are available. Partner universities are available, and would be happy to connect you with our advising team or anyone who would help you navigate the path to college. And so I'm gonna bring in the outro, but genuinely, Sophie, we're gonna bring you back 100%. We're gonna be in contact. We already know that you're a digital marketer, so that's good for us to keep in mind. So thank you so much. I just wanted you to know that we'll definitely call you again because we want to hear more about your story and how things are
Yeah.
going in the future.
Thank you, guys. That was awesome.
Of course.
Thank you, Sophie. So, well, before we bring the outro, I'll say my thank you once again, and we'll see you around. And,
Definitely. Bye bye.
bye bye, Sophie. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sophie. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you for tuning in to Approaching Your Future with your hosts, Dana and Victor, where we discuss different cultural aspects of life in the United States. So we'll see you guys next Friday. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn notifications on. And make sure to follow us on Instagram at approach_USA to keep up with the latest updates. And please check out this podcast later on our YouTube channel. You can check out all of the YouTube podcasts in our YouTube channel. We have a playlist called Approaching Your Future, where you can find all the podcasts and really cool information to navigate your stay in the US. All right. We'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great week. Have an amazing Friday, and we'll see you then. Bye bye.